Hey guys, so this is going to be the official start of my 100,000 subscriber special video series where we'll be going through both Dokkan and Legends and basically doing an account overview, taking a look at everything I've gone through in my journey in both games. And then I also do have one or two more videos after those that will be dedicated to some other topic that is not Dokkan or Legends related. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you all for 100,000 subscribers. I think at the time of me recording this video, by the way, I'm recording this video on November 25th, so we are already at 110,000 subscribers, so I'm a little bit late here. But this setup that I have right now is has taken me quite a while to get fixed, set up, technically. Two lights over here, I got the camera here, I got a mount for the camera, I got like a bajillion different cords running around, it's like a jungle in my room. So finally we can make this happen. Thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers. I want to thank, obviously, you guys. Thank you to all of the bigger YouTubers that have helped me along the way and shown me the ropes. Huge thank you to Kamogawa for creating basically the overlay you're going to see in this video, as well as the thumbnails that you're going to see for the entire video series here. And then another big thank you to Kua, who has also been creating thumbnails for me ever since I just started YouTube, pretty much since the beginning. So, with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so first things first, we have the new layout. Obviously Frieza themed, pretty appropriate for me. We're going to go ahead and get started with the actual account overview here. So obviously this is, if you guys are familiar with my content at all, you'll know I'm rank 999. I also am Zenny capped. I believe it's like, can't even count that many digits. It's like a 2 trillion Zenny or something. Well, technically 1.9999 trillion Zenny. So yeah, and this is my favorite unit in the game, Transforming First Form Frieza. Everything is done. He has a sticker. He has basically the best possible skill orbs you can put on him. And he does have max level 10 links. So yeah, that is him. And just, I guess you guys are mostly here to just look at my box. So we're going to go ahead and jump into my box here. What I'll do is I will go through all of the rainbows that I currently have. Let's actually go to all the rainbows. So currently I am at 491 rainbow units. Now on global, I think that is pretty high. I do consistently try and do the world tournament as much as possible so that I can get as many orbs as possible to rainbow as many units as I can. So what I'll do is I'll slowly go through my rainbow list here, and I'll scroll through, and then what we'll do is we'll sort of go through each typing, so I can talk about my journey in terms of pulling the unit, what special stories I have, if any, regarding some of these units. But yeah, here's AGL. And we'll also go through some other tags that I've made to sort of organize my box better for you guys to see and understand what exactly my account has on it. But 491 units is pretty high for global, I think. I know on JP they typically actually get more orbs than global does, and that's a lot of the times due to the orb event being different on JP, because on JP they have access to the special character feature, where on global we don't have that. And when you get those like guaranteed special character events for JP, like those big celebrations, like I know the anniversary has that, and I think the worldwide celebration actually had that for JP as well. That's going to actually allow you to accumulate much more orbs than you'd otherwise be able to on global, whereas global gets more orbs, I think, on average when you're running the stages during non-celebration days. But the amount of orbs you get on JP during those like big time celebrations due to the special character thing is just so high that I think if you compared both versions, did a study like over, I don't know, maybe a year-long period, which version gets more orbs, I would pretty much say it's almost 100% guaranteed that JP does get a significant amount more than global does. So this is all of my rainbow units that I have on my account here. Again, 491 in total. Now that we've looked at that, we'll go ahead and actually take a look at each different other subcategory I have in my box here tagged out for you guys. Okay, so here we have a tag which has all of the available summonable LRs on Global Dokkan, and if you take a look at all the LRs in here, they're all rainbowed. So I do have every summonable LR fully maxed out in terms of the dupes needed to rainbow them, as well as the orbs invested to actually get them to the rainbow status. So we'll go through some of these, and I'll just go through my backstory with how I pulled them, what the trials and tribulations were in order to get them done. The first unit I sort of want to talk about is LR Majin Vegeta. So LR Majin Vegeta was technically the second summonable LR on global. He actually came out on a Rising Dragon Carnival banner. He was the first technically the first unfeatured summonable LR on global. This was, I think, prior. Yeah, this was prior, I believe, to the 2nd year anniversary. They actually released this guy on Global, which is different than JP, because on JP he came out after the 2nd year anniversary, because Gohan was first on JP, then came Majin Vegeta. On Global, I believe the way it went was Broly was first, STR Broly was first, and then they did Gohan during the 2nd year anniversary, but even before that. So it went Broly, Majin Vegeta, then Gohan. And Majin Vegeta was the first unfeatured LR. So basically the 2 unfeatured LRs on that Rising Dragon Carnival were Broly and Majin Vegeta. And I actually was very dumb, because I did chase a copy of Majin Vegeta. I was only going to get one, and I think it ended up taking me like 4,000-ish stones to pull one copy. So I actually ended up not being super unlucky with that, because at that time, think about how many unfeatured SSRs there are. You're gunning for one of them. So that was actually pretty lucky for me to pull my first copy of Majin Vegeta, and since then I rainbowed him. Vegeta and Nappa, I actually did just finish them, because they were added to the coin shop, I think, this past week. So they are now 100% done. This was the last summonable LR that I needed to rainbow to complete the collection here. The next one I want to talk about is going to be Lrui Goku Black and Zamasu. So yeah, if you notice, most of the older ones are just they've avoided me for a long period of time. But at this point, I almost have both the LR, SSR, and TUR all rainbow. I think the SSR is missing like one dupe, and he's finished. But this unit actually was featured on Global. They came out on Halloween. What year was that? 2017, maybe? Maybe it was 2016. No, it was 2017, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 2017. Maybe it was even 2018. I don't remember the exact year, but they did release on a Halloween banner featured. I think I went in like 35 to 400 stone, or 3,500 to 4,000 stones total, and I didn't pull a single copy, and I just got super frustrated, and I stopped summoning, and I just skipped the banner after spending that many stones. Yes, skip the banner, quote unquote. But eventually was able to just pull enough dupes to rainbow them over time. You know, summon as much as I do in this game, and eventually you're just going to pull units that you don't have. So that's Lrui Goku Black and Zamasu. Now here's the infamous one, LR Gohan. This guy's a tale and a half, I guess you could say. So this guy released on Global during the 2nd year anniversary, alongside the STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta units. TURs, right? So basically how it was set up was this guy was a part of a ticket banner, and you would get tickets to summon on that banner by summoning on the Dual Dokkan Fest. And he came out with a lot of the female unit awakenings, and there was also Hercule statues on the banner. I think that was actually the debut of the Diamond Hercule statue. I believe that was also technically a global first, the Diamond Hercule statue. But his pull rate, LR Gohan, was actually pretty low, but it wasn't so low to the degree where it's like you're going, billions and billions of stones without pulling him. I saw a bunch of people pull him in like the first few multis they did. Not even multis, just singles, because you couldn't even do multis on the banner. But people were pulling him the first few singles they did, and he was, again, the 3rd summonable LR in Global, because it did go Broly, Vegeta, and now the Gohan. So at that point in time, many people considered Gohan to be the best unit in the game, and him being as good as he was, the double key per key sphere obtained mechanic was so ridiculous at that point in time. I had to get at least one copy of him. So I kept summoning, and I kept summoning, and I rainbowed everything on the Super Saiyan 4 banners, and I kept summoning, and I kept summoning, because, it's Gohan. Until we got to the point where, God, I can't even remember, because that ticket banner also gave you Battlefield Awakening medals, otherwise known as Ultimate Clash on Global. It gave you those medals every time you summon on the ticket banner, right? I actually got enough Battlefield medals to awaken every single Battlefield Awakening unit and awaken LR Physical Ginyu just from summoning on this banner. In total, I think I spent, at the very minimum, 15,000 stones on those Super Saiyan 4 banners just to get the tickets to summon on this Gohan banner. And I did not pull a single copy. I did not pull a single copy of the Gohan, so that is probably my biggest shaft ever on Dokkan, and I've never heard of a bigger shaft than that from anybody else. I'm sure there's probably somebody who's been shafted worse than that, just because there has to be. There's bound to be somebody else, but as far as I'm aware, that is the biggest shaft that I've heard of in this game. Next, we can talk about Lrui Goku. So Lrui Goku is actually a sort of semi-recent unit, right? He's not that old. He came out in May of 2020, which is 6 months ago, around then. And this guy was just a normal legendary summon banner. And the way that this guy was sort of, baiting people to summon was he was right before the anniversary came out on Global. So most of the time, we as YouTubers tell people, don't summon for LR banners because the rates are so bad that units generally aren't worth spending the stones on the banners. This guy was a pretty big exception to that rule because, first of all, it's freaking, the LR UI Sign Goku. And then number two, he was considered better in a lot of cases than the actual anniversary units themselves. So, we were like, okay, go ahead and summon if you want. It wouldn't be a bad idea. So, normal legendary summon, typically, in order to rainbow a normal legendary summon unit, I would say 6,500 stones is like around what you would consider to be the border of like good and bad luck. This guy took me around 10,000 stones to rainbow at the end of the day. So I think to get my first copy, it took me like 3,000 stones. No, actually, am I remembering that wrong? I might have gotten the first copy like pretty quickly. And then the second copy might have came around to like 4,000 stones, and I was getting very nervous. But at the end of the day, I remember specifically it did take me around 10,000 stones to completely finish this guy. So that was a pretty bad one. And then other than that, the only other horror story that I can think of in terms of these LRs is this AGL, or not AGL, this Angel Physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, who actually is even more recent than Lrui Goku. This guy came out not that long, like 2 months ago, because he was the part 2 of the Worldwide Celebration 2020. So yeah, this guy was also very, very bad. Approaching 9,000-ish stones, 9,000, in between 9 and 10,000, I think is what, at the end of the day, how much it took me. But that's pretty much it. For all the other LRs, more of sort of the older, oh, actually, no, I do have one more story. How could I forget the LR androids? So they, yeah, so the LR androids were basically the counterpart of the Vegeta that we just looked at here. So the LR androids, they were part 2 of the 350 million download celebration. They debuted on their own legendary summon banner, and they released alongside the Super Attack revamped Int LR Gohan we talked about earlier. So I was like, okay, I'll spend a certain amount of stuff. Back, I didn't used to rainbow everything on the first banner. This is I would try and get at least 2 dupes in my units, and then I would collect the rest of the dupes as we go throughout the rest of the banners that dropped. And now with the coins and stuff, there really is no point to rainbow everything on the first banner because you're going to eventually use your coins. But with the LR androids, I think I ended up having like 1,000 stones. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll drop a summon video when the banner drops, and maybe I'll do a collab or whatever. So the banner drops, and this video's up on YouTube, by the way. You can look it up. I think I called it like the best summons in Dokkan history or something like that. What ended up happening is I ended up rainbowing this LR. And to this day, I don't know of any other person who has matched this in terms of good luck. I rainbowed this LR in 350 stones. So that means I pulled 5 copies in 7 multis. I'm pretty sure one multi had 2 copies in it. And that, I don't think, not only will I never top that, I would find it hard to believe that anybody would top that. Now, am I saying that nobody's ever been as lucky as that? Probably have been. But to catch that on camera is like, that is literally like lottery level luck that I had that banner. So that story, people I'm sure are familiar with that. But yeah, the LR androids, definitely my luckiest banner ever. But other than that, a lot of these other LRs I did not rainbow on their first banner. So, but yeah, this is pretty much what my summonable LR box looks like here. Next, we'll move on to talk about the Dokkan Fest TURs. Okay, so here we go with the Dokkan Fest TUR tag that I have set up here. I'll just scroll through this real quick so you guys can see every single Dokkan Fest TUR in the game is rainbowed, including the newest TURs, which are the Exchange Majin Buu here, as well as the Int Go Tanks here. So these are the 2 most recent Dokkan Fest on Global. If you guys are watching this down the line at any point, or in the future, keep in mind those are the 2 latest Dokkan Fests. That's the point we're at in the timeline for Global. And the most recent banner that dropped, by the way, is the Heroes collab banner, which I did actually manage to rainbow all the featured units on that banner, which is pretty cool because I love Heroes. So yeah, we'll scroll through this, and that's all the Dokkan Fest TURs. I'm just going to try and look through and see if there's anything worthy of talking about. So Turles, yeah, Turles is definitely one of them. Turles was sort of like the bridge between I believe it was the 250 million download celebration. Yeah. yeah, 250 million download celebration and the anniversary, the 3rd year anniversary. Yeah, I think it was 3rd year, Turles, and then 250 million downloads. So he was really in a bad spot in terms of when he came out, and I think it took me like 2,000 stones to pull one. So at that point I was pretty upset and I just stopped summoning. That's Turles. Next, I guess we can talk about actually no. Why is he here? He should not be here. That's my mistake. I mean, honestly, this guy was pretty bad for me. I think it probably took me to pull just the last copy of this exchange boo. I actually didn't have a hard time pulling the first 4. And then when it came to the last copy of this boo, I think it took me over 3,000 stones to pull the last copy. Keep in mind, this is Global Dokkan, so we actually do have tickets, right? So every time you summon, you get, I believe it was 3 tickets every multi you do, which is 3 single summons. So it was 3 plus 1, plus we had discounts in the first rotation. Then we had tickets, and even with all that stuff factored in, it still took me over 3,000 stones to pull the final copy that I needed of this guy. So that was one of the worst shafts I've ever had in terms of a TUR, which is outrageous. What else we got? Gotenks was not nearly that bad. This Kid Buu historically was really bad for me. His initial banner, I did not rainbow this guy in his initial banner, I don't think. Because I think his first copy ended up taking me like 2,800 stones to pull 1. Which was bad. I mean, again, traditional 7-unit featured Dokkan Fest banner, not really that hard to pull 1 unit of him. Unfortunately, it took me forever. Who else is worthy to talk about here? Definitely Cooler. Obviously, one of the units I was looking forward to the most releasing in 2019. And my video is up on the channel. This is after I started the YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel back doing daily uploads in, well, not daily, but normal uploads in the summer of 2019, so a year and a half ago or so. This Cooler ended up taking me, I think, 2,700 stones for 1 copy. And my video, I think I have like 20, that's how many stones I had, like 2,800 or so. And I said in the beginning of the video, if I'm not mistaken, like, okay, my goal is to pull like 1 or 2, and then I'm going to stop summoning because I have collabs planned. And I was so pissed off that it took me so long to pull 1 copy of him that I just canceled my other collabs. I didn't do any other collabs, and I stopped summoning on the banner because I was done. But thank God he is now completed. And other than that, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, yeah, Physical Cooler was pretty bad. Physical Cooler, I think in total to Rainbow took me like 4,000 to 5,000 stones to Rainbow him, which is pretty bad for a TUR. And then I remember this Physical Omega was also really bad. I think it took me like 3,000 stones to pull the first copy, but then after the first copy, it took me not that long to Rainbow him. So in total, it actually wasn't too bad. But that first copy was like, okay, like how many stones are we going in here for the first copy? But yeah, those are all the TURs. They are all rainbowed. So in total, I do have every single summonable LR rainbow. That includes all Dokkan Fest LRs. And I do have every single Dokkan Fest TUR rainbowed as well. So I think that is sort of like the benchmark when you're sitting there and you're thinking about, okay, who has the best Dokkan account? You really want to take into consideration those 2 things. So like, how many Dokkan Fest TURs you have rainbowed, how many summonable LRs do you have rainbowed, and then maybe take a look at the rank. If you're at rank 999, like that's also another indication in terms of just your account overall, like how valuable is it, how much time have you put into it, and I think that's a good metric to use if you're sort of like comparing, you know, whose account is better. But it's tough to say whose account is better. I mean, it's just subjective at the end of the day. You can look at it and be like, okay, I value this many rainbow units. I value this many, Dokkan Fest LRs rainbowed. I value this high of a rank more than so and so. Something else that I can just quickly show off that I actually am pretty excited about is, let me just go over here. I do have a lot of box space. I have 1955 box space. And the only reason why I was able to get this much box space was because Pilaf's Trove had a glitch which refreshed every pack, and the rank up packs have a lot of box space in them. So I picked those up, and I think you only had like an hour or so time frame or a window to pick those up. And I did that, and now I still have the box space. So I think I probably have one of the highest box spaces, or one of the most box space, one of the most box spaces available in terms of accounts, which is pretty cool because now I don't have to worry about really going over that often. But yeah, this is my normal box, so everything is here. Let's go back to character list real quick. So I have 1,012 characters in here that are just sitting here. not including Rainbow units. But honestly, I have most of the important characters in this game Rainbow. We can just quickly scroll through the list here. There are some like TURs of LRs that I don't have rainbowed, some SSRs of TURs that I don't have rainbowed that I'm eventually building up to doing. But a lot of this stuff is not really usable, so the stuff that's not rainbowed. So basically, the 491 units that I showed you in the first portion of this video when I went through the rainbow, all the rainbow units I have in my box, those are really the most important units you have. All the important units in the game I pretty much have rainbow, with the exception of very few Heroes units and World Tournaments exclusives. So like obviously Demon King Piccolo, I can't have him rainbowed. And there are some other not really super important old World Tournament units I don't have rainbow, but again, they're not really super important, not really usable. But this is pretty much my entire box here. So with that said, I guess we will just go over some other stuff here. Rainbow, we talked about that. Link level 10, I have currently 54 units at Link level 10. There was a period of about a month where I was not able to really go super hard with Link level 10 units. Or grinding link levels, so 54 is not low, but it's really not like exceptionally high. I've seen people with like 90, 100 plus link level 10s, which I don't know if all those are legitimately farmed, but I would say that 54 is a pretty respectable amount. So these are all the units that I have at link level 10 right now. I am continuing to grind a lot these units, so hopefully at some point we'll have all my rainbow units at link level 10, but that's going to be not for a long time. Yes, Summonable LR Dokkan Fest TUR. And I have also all the type support units, type support specific units at link level, or not link level 10, at Rainbow. So we have the AGL units, tech units, int units, STR, and physical. Some of these guys are exceptionally good, like the Kaba is very good, the Metal Rildo is very good as well. But some others aren't really that useful, like the physical Gohan I think is probably the worst one on here. Pan is pretty bad. The Gohan's only bad because, the physical Gohan's only bad because, well, not really bad, but not as good as the other ones, just because of the fact that the tech Gohan is, you're going to pick him every single time unless you're running like a physical exclusive stage. Here we have all the stickers, or the units that I've used stickers on. As you can tell, most of them are Wicked Bloodline units, which is not surprising to you. But I did actually throw one on Kaioken Blue Goku, and Super 17 Hit I threw one on because I think he was a pretty cool unit when he came out. He was a global first. For I think it was 2018 Christmas, and then I threw one on Piccolo too because I actually really like this Piccolo unit, and then I threw one on Omega as well just because the sticker effect is really cool, and he's a good unit too. Then we have some World Tournament units. So these are all the World Tournament units I have. I think technically the only summonable, like ticket summonable World Tournament unit I don't have is the AGL Grandpa Gohan unit, who I just never pulled. But I did actually just pull, I did just pull this guy, this full power, max power, I guess, Jackie Chun unit. He's cool because he is a Kamehameha support type unit. But a lot of these guys I do have rainbowed, with the exception of very few. Like this Bardock, I just never pull him, so I can't rainbow him. I have all the LRs rainbowed except for the new Demon King Piccolo, which I will get to eventually. It's only been one World Tournament with him in it, so it's impossible to rainbow him. This guy, I've only pulled, what, 2 of him? 3 of him? So, could always use more of him. A lot of these, like, Dragon Ball Saga units I haven't rainbowed because I just can't pull them, and it's not my fault. So those are all the World Tournament units that I have. Then these are just all the Kais I have. I have a ton of these, so apparently I have 304. Oh yeah, plus some of the Hercule statues and, like, this Bulma April Fool's unit I have as well. So yeah, I'm pretty set on Kais for a long, long time. We could even go and look at my Dragonball Heroes units that I have. And then after that, I think we'll go through some other stuff on the account that doesn't involve just my box. So Dragonball Heroes, this is the newest band that just came out that introduced like all the Super Saiyan 4 units. So I have most of these guys rainbowed at this point. The only ones I do not have rainbowed, unfortunately, Supreme Kai Time is not rainbowed. AGL Toa is not rainbowed. I've only pulled one ever Gotenks, this guy. What else? I've only pulled one of this Boo, because this guy's only been unfeatured, I believe, so the rate of pulling him is, I believe it's a 7% feature, 3% split for every single Heroes banner that's released on Global up until this point, so it's very difficult to pull this guy. I've kept these guys because if they do decide to awaken this unit into a Super Saiyan 4 or a different form that's not base form, I do want to have backups of the base form so that I could use them alongside the awakened version, so I'm keeping those. But then other than that, everyone else is pretty much done. So the only ones I don't have done are the Bobbity Absorb Boo, the Gotenks, Supreme Kai of Time, which is probably my biggest regret in this game is not rainbowing her, because she was featured on a banner. I just didn't spend stones to rainbow her, which is, again, my biggest regret probably in this game. And then the AGL Toa I don't have done either. I think she's at 2 dupes, yeah. Okay. She was also featured, by the way, so that was my mistake. I didn't rainbow her. But at that point, that is pretty much all there is to see in terms of my box in this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at some other stuff that I have to show you guys related to items, stuff like that. Okay, so here we are at the Baba shop, and I just want to quickly show off the amount of Baba points that I have, and it is pretty much almost 44 million Baba points, and at this point, I am never going to run out, unless they introduce some ridiculous thing where it's like, maybe they start selling orbs or whatever, and they cost a million points, and I end up spending all my points, but I'm never going to run out of points right now. So more so just cosmetic, I guess. So that's the Baba points that I have there. In terms of treasure, we can go through some of the stuff that's here. The only real thing that comes to mind in terms of the treasure are these things, which I haven't used yet because I'm just saving them. These badges, which is the old best way to farm Zenny, which I haven't done this event forever. So these Hercule badges, I think at one point I had like 300,000 Hercule badges, but these have persisted through like 3 years ago when I farmed this. We do have battlefield currency. This is probably the most precious treasure item in the game, just because it's so limited and it's so valuable. Like, I don't have these guys rainbowed. I have the Oob rainbowed. We are missing one copy of the LR King Golden Mecha Frieza to rainbow them, so they are not able to be rainbowed on global yet. But I don't have these guys rainbowed. I have one of each of these guys, and I have them... Do I have them awakened? I don't think I do, because I'm saving my gems for when they... Or my battlefield memories, I guess they're called, for when they release the last copy of the Mecha Frieza and King Cold, as well as the first copy or copies of Babidi and Dabura, because they have not come out on global yet. Then we have the Supreme Kai Stones, which I use to pick up stamina. Then we have the Incredible Gems. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So, Incredible Gems, these are only obtainable via the quest mode. And basically the reason why I have so many is 2 reasons. One, my grind to rank 999 is the first reason. It's obviously tons of grinding the same stage over and over and over again, killing that Piccolo on that last... I think it's 27-3 is what it is. Whatever the last stage is in quest mode, that's the one you just grind over and over again for experience. And then the second reason is because of the link level grind. So you farm, what is it, like 23-7 or something like that? If I went to the map, I'd be able to tell you, but that's the stage you grind over and over again, and you just rack up these gems, or it just gets ridiculous. So I'm never going to run out of gems either. Like 54,000 gems, like what are they ever going to put in here to make me spend all that? Unless they just drop like a unlimited Kais or something like that. So that's that. In terms of red coins and yellow coins, I do have 4,000 red coins. I don't obviously need anything in the red coin shop, but I do try and use these when I can. Yellow coin shop, I only have 1,600 and, what is that, 55? Yeah. Because I did just purchase my last, I think it was 3 copies that I needed of LR Vegeta and Nappa. But at this point, I don't really need anything with yellow coins either, other than like TURs and SSRs of LRs. So for example, LR Count Cleave, I could use their TUR. I think I need like 1 more. Lrui Goku, I could use that, but I'm not going to use them on those. I'd rather save the coins for LR dupes that I need down the road of new ones. Like if Jiren comes out and I don't rainbow him on his initial banner, I could use the gold coins at some point in the future to rainbow him. And same thing with the red coins as well. Like I don't use these... Well, I don't rainbow every unit initially. I try and make use of my knowledge on global, knowing what's coming ahead. That's one reason why I play global. As well as the fact that I just don't have to rainbow everything immediately. There's no point, at least in my opinion. So I have made extensive use of these red and yellow coins in the past, as well as the blue coins. I have a lot of blue coins because of how much summons I did on the Heroes banners. I went into the Heroes banners with 0 blue coins. So I did spend a lot of stones on those banners, or on that banner, I guess. But yeah, I did use some blue coins to purchase some of the dupes of the type support units. So in terms of treasure items, that's what we are looking at there. Lastly, I do want to go through some of these just miscellaneous items I have accumulated over the course of me playing this game. So first off, we have training items. I do actually have a lot of training items. I'm never actually going to run out of these. There's no way. I have quite a bunch of candy canes to use. I forget which banner had this candy canes. Was it Hit? I think Dokkan Fest Hit gave you candy canes when he summoned. Actually, I think the Kaioken Blue Goku also gave you candy canes, so that's why I have so many, because I rainbowed both in their initial banners. Pycon's headgear, I have some left. I actually had a ton of those when they came out because of the I believe the Otherworld Warriors banner that came out in the 2nd year anniversary also gave you those per multi. So I did have a ton of those. I have a ton of turtle shells. I do the Master Roshi event every single day. I have a lot of swords and weighted training armor stuff. So yeah, I'm never going to run out of these items. Next, we training locations. I have a ton of these as well because there was a way to farm this. I believe you farm this in the Future Trunks event, the story event, because I remember doing that, and I remember farming it to 999 before they increased the capacity that you can hold at one time. Now we're obviously down to 514, but yeah, I also do have 22 of these, which are pretty rare, and 342 Beerus planets. And then in terms of Awakening Mount, I'll just scroll through this really quick. Nothing really too much to see here, but I'm never going to run out of these either. Basically, whenever I'm playing Dokkan, I'm going to the Baba shop and I'm buying out the entire Baba shop whenever it refreshes every 30 minutes. So that's basically how I use my Baba points, because again, I'm never going to run out of Baba points. And you never know when some of these things are going to be useful. Like, what if all of a sudden you need like 9,000 Bubbles medals for something? Like, who knows? They might introduce something where you actually need that. But yeah, these are all the Awakening medals. I don't really farm anything when I don't need to farm it, but yeah, this is everything. And then we go to skill orbs. I've pretty much had not great luck with skill orbs. A lot of these really good ones, like this one for instance, I'm just saving these. I don't really want to use these unless something crazy comes out. But on global, you know pretty much what's coming out, so you can, I guess, sort of plan accordingly. And yeah, like you can take a look at the, like I have some really good ones, but some not so good ones as well. Like like this I have is pretty good, obviously, yeah, I wouldn't say I had the best of luck with skill orbs overall, even though I have done pretty much everything that I could possibly do with skill orbs and how to obtain skill orbs. But skill orbs, I don't like the system overall, but you can't really do anything about it. Then we have stickers. I actually think I had 4. Yeah, I do have 4 stickers. I need to figure out what I want to do with those. Support items. Again, a lot of these are obtained through just Baba Shop purchases. Ghost Hunters are by far the most important to me because you do go through a ton of these during the World Tournament, which I do farm excessively. The highest rank I've ever gotten, I think, was 9. I think I got 9 overall in the World Tournament. That was my highest rank I've ever gotten. I've never actually tried to go for rank 1, but I think maybe one time, if I have like a ton of free time or something, I'm not doing anything at all over the weekend, maybe I'll gun for that, but maybe not. It's just not worth it, I don't think. Yeah, these are all the support items that I have. That's that. Next we have just regular treasure, which, yeah, you could take a look at these incredible gems, but this is basically everything we looked at already before, so that's that. Then we have potential orbs. I did actually use a ton recently because I had I think I rainbowed like 50 units recently just because I had a ton of orbs sitting here that I didn't know what to do with. But I have a decent amount left that I can use to rainbow stuff when it comes out. Plus, we know what's coming out on global pretty much, so we can be prepared for whatever's coming out. And then other, we'll just go show this real quick, just keys, meat, stuff like that. But that is pretty much my entire Dokkan account. I do consider this one of the best global Dokkan accounts that exists. If you guys know of a better one, let me know. Yeah, does anyone else have rank 999, max Zenny, all this stuff that I have on here? I don't know. And in terms of the days that I've logged in, I started this account back during the 1st year anniversary, and I believe I have approaching 1,600 days on this account. So once we do get these EZA for the 2,000 day or 1,000 day Spirit Bomb Goku, he will pretty much be the only EZA that I can't get for a while, which I'm sure many people are in the same boat as me. But for now, yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at in terms of my account. Again, it's probably one of, if not the best global account that I can think of right now. But there's probably people who have better ones than me. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But that is going to conclude the first video of the 100,000 subscriber special series here on my channel. Appreciate you guys again for all the support you've shown me since I've started making these videos, and we will be back tomorrow with another installment in the series. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you all in the next one.